You know you're getting at least a little old when you find yourself asking the question, what the fuck is a hipster? Tonight, on the road to 40. Honestly, I looked it up. I had to look it up. Like, I get it, kinda. Like, I understand when somebody says a hipster, like, you get this picture in your mind of a male or a female who may fall under the category of being said hipster. For like a year now, or maybe 2 years now, this term has been hip and trendy. The thing that bugs me about it, it's the first, let me read you the definition. I was actually going to read you the definition before I brought up the topic, but then I decided to change it up a little bit because I'm like that. Is that loud? That may be loud. I should probably just put this down. I tinker a lot. I fiddle and tinker. I tinker. I fiddle. I tinkle. Tinkle. Sometimes I tinkle right here. You don't know though. Okay. A term popularly used to denote a contemporary subculture in North America, Australia, and Europe, primarily consisting of millennials living in urban areas. The subculture has been described as mutating transatlantic melting pot of styles, tastes, and behaviors, and is broadly associated with indie and alternative music, a varied non-mainstream fashion sensibility, including vintage and thrift store bought clothes. All right, so far that's kind of sounding like my generation, like at least the thrift store clothes or vintage clothes. I mean, what's vintage? Like, isn't it always vintage to someone? Think about that for a little while, huh? Okay, yeah, fashion, blah blah blah, progressive, independent, or far left political views, organic or artisanal, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Anal is in it though. Artisanal. Foods, and alternative lifestyles. That's going to bug me. Hipsters are typically described as affluent or middle-class young bohemians who reside in gentrifying neighborhoods. Jesus. The term is, in its current usage, first appeared in the 1990s and became particularly prominent in the 2000s, being derived from earlier movements from the 40s. Okay, I remember that. Members of the subculture do not self-identify as hipsters. I'm not goth. I'm emo. Huffington Post article. Alright, I could go on and read this, but if you just wiki hipster, contemporary subculture, you'll get it. Alright. When I think back through generational changes, like, I can't think too far back. I mean, I'm not that old yet. I'm getting there. But I could probably think about, was it? See, this is how bad it is. Roaring 20s? 30s? I don't know. I couldn't tell you about 30s, 40s. I can see the dress wear, the clothing and stuff, but I couldn't tell you what you would label it or call it. 50s, you got the greasers and the socias. You got the leathers and the bikes and the slicked hair. Fonz, Fonzie. And then 60s, obviously the first thing I think of is hippies. 70s, I think of disco and cocaine. And 80s, I just think about bad stuff, like bad fashion, bad music. Not all. Beastie Boys, came out of the 80s, so not all bad. But there was something to define the look. Like, everybody looked like Michael Jackson in the 80s, or Cyndi Lauper, or that, there's very unique style, look, appearance when you think of the 80s. You can think of also the subcultures of that, like geeks and jocks, and like immediately leather jackets, like in the 80s, or, even go back to the 50s for that, or just people, burnouts. Remember burnouts in the 80s? Late 80s. Because I was in probably like 7th or 8th grade. Sorry about this pen. I'll pick up something else and fiddle and giggle and pee myself. But hipsters, they just don't define themselves immediately to me, because a lot of the stuff is just stolen from very recent histories, like the 90s, I would say, with flannels and the glasses, the Coke bottle glasses, like that was kind of 90s. I remember Rob Burnt was rocking those long before you dirty hipsters. In some point, things, I guess, go in cycles. And I guess we did go through kind of our 80s, because Gwen had some terrible clothes for a while, and now she identifies herself as a hipster. That makes me feel dirty. That's like, here's a great story. It goes along with all of this. I remember, when I was still in high school, before I had a car or a job or anything like that, I'd go with my mother to buy my school clothes. That's what she did, and until I had a job. And even then, I was just going to thrift stores. But with my mother, I remember, oh god, this is terrible. I remember going to pick out a suit for my high school prom because I didn't want to get a tux. I wanted a purple suit. I don't know why. I don't know. Don't ask. I like purple. I really like purple as a color. Certain purples. It's very specific. It's got to have more blue than red in it, but closer to the middle. Very close. We were at the store at the Swansea Mall. It was hip and trendy at the time. I don't even remember the name of it. It was like one of those that last about a year. You never see them again, and it was not a name brand. Well, we'd gone in there, and I picked out some other clothes that I was picking up anyway, and my mother was going to buy me the suit just for a graduation thing or something. And so the guy's ringing up our clothes, and I asked him something if they had something there. And my mother looked at this guy. Now, mind you, I'm probably like 16 or 17 at the time. No, it was my high school. Yeah, that's right, because I was buying clothes because I was working. Was I working? I don't know. And she looked at him and said, yeah, he's into that whole grungy thing. Like, when I was that age at that time, like, oh my god, it's like the typical, like, Mom! Like, moment that you see in sitcoms and stuff like that. I couldn't believe she said that. I was so appalled. I remember just walking out of the store. That was it. Like, now I wouldn't care if she said something like that, because she's crazy and has cancer. She has one more chemo left, and just to let you know, they toned down the medicine that they put in the chemo way back. They're very positive about things, and they think that everything's going to be good. I'm not going to say anything yet, but things are sounding pretty good. So let's keep our fingers crossed. If you want to say a prayer, if you want to send some good energy my way, you can do whatever you want. I mean, not my way, my mother's way. I'm fine. I hope. I don't know. I don't go to the doctor. I don't know the last time I went to the doctor. Probably when these hipsters were being born. Hipsters. I noticed there's a lot of beards with hipsters, which is weird because usually high school is the age that's setting the or is the trend. Like they're watching their heroes on the MTVs and the Nickelodeons, and they're modeling themselves after what they're saying. I mean, that's just how it works. Don't try to lie to yourself and say you're an individual. Like, you didn't come up with that outfit. You didn't. Nowadays, you probably went on YouTube and at least listen to someone who's like me doing this, talk about fashion or whatever. Like, that's cool, But I still think that those people are probably just modeling it after their... Although I will say, as far as like fashion goes, it's far more diverse, I think, now. Like, I don't see as many kids like wearing specifically name brand stuff anymore. Maybe they do, and I'm just missing it because I'm old. I've got like a long nose hair or something going on here. It's driving me crazy. I'm gonna power through it for you, though, just for you. No, that other guy right next. Yeah, on the left, Louis. Yeah, I don't know anybody named Louis. I wish I did, but I don't. So yeah, I've been to the doctor in a while. So that's going well. So back to the hipster thing. Every generation was easily defined by something. Like when you think of the 50s, you think something. When you think of the 60s, you think something. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in 30 years it'll be the same thing for the teens, I guess they'll call it. It's messed up. It's already 2014. Remember when it was turn of the millennium? I actually have. It's awesome. I see. This is why I love stuff like this. I have. Actually, I've got it on MP3 now. I turned it from tape into MP3, or it might have been CD. I think it might have been CD. When Lunch Meat Circus was playing with like Michelle, when she had joined the band, and we had a trumpet, and we started writing more funkier kind of stuff, less heavier kind of stuff. I have a recording from the living room. And I'm talking about the Y2K on it. It's super geeky. Maybe I'll do like just a video and put that as an audio over it just so you can hear it. That's a good idea. I'm going to make a music video after this. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. Or I'm going to love it. I don't care if you love it. No, I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so nice. Alright, this is shaping up to be a video. Now, I might just dump the first video. That video. I feel so bored doing it. Like, you know what it is? I gotta get the spinach into me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I hope you do. But Hipsters just, I don't know, like, I don't get it. It's the first, like, time, like, I remember, like, when everything was emo. And I got it. I understood it. Like, it was just like another, it was basically goth of this generation. And I know Gwen would probably lose her mind if I said that. Or, well, actually, I don't know how emo anything is anymore. I don't think it's cool to be emo, so now you're hipster. Indie hipster, emo, I don't know, whatever. You ever been pierced by a naked man while you as well were naked? Well, that's a story for another night. Okay, so hipsters, yeah, I just don't get them. I mean, I guess from what I see, you know, I actually I did a visual study of this. So let's see, what is this study? It takes a lot of effort to look like you don't care. Yeah, I think that about sums it up. The dog's out there barking at something. I don't like the clothes. I like some of the clothes. Very fashionable. Very scarves. Lots of scarves and flannels and beards. And big thick glasses and 80s sunglasses. Fedoras. Tight pants. Loose pants. Cuffed pants. Bootcut pants. Boots. Chucks. Oh, lots of chucks apparently. Now that's just there every generation. Okay, the evolution of a hipster. Emo to Ashton. The tween mountain man, and then you become a hipster. That's kind of nice. Mustaches are a big thing too, huh? I guess they were in the 70s as well. You see, if I didn't have such a fat face, I want to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that in the next video. My fat face. The whole video, the next one, is either going to be a music video or me talking about my fat face. Fat face. See, I like saying that. I don't like saying discs. You devil word. Alright, for safety's sake, I think I figured out my issue with recording too, because I just changed the destination drive. See, my C drive is a solid state drive. I wanted that in like Photoshop and like one or two other programs to run on that. And so it was never intended to be used for anything else, just things that I wanted to prioritize speed. And it's a smaller drive because they're more expensive. So I built this computer about a year ago for the business, actually. It was a write-off. Awesome. And so, what was my point? Oh yeah, I think it was running out of space, or was getting to dangerously low disk space on it. I hate that word. And so I just switched it to another drive in the computer, and I haven't had a problem since. Knock on wood. By the way, this is, you guys can't really see this. This is my dad's desk. I still have this desk. It is a disaster, and it's not going to make another move. But I might keep the top at least, maybe keep the drawers, and then tell you, these people are loud here tonight. I'm going to sign this one off, because now I'm starting to tangent. But, okay, my big fat face, or music vid. I don't have time to be writing video. That's too many letters. Anyway, yeah. Expect those within the next 48 hours. Go make somebody smile.